tarot reading. At the base of your spine for sourcing and urgings, receive the Six of Wands, a card of celebration. You are the victor of some type of competition or contest. But I have the feeling that there was many talents involved in it, like an Olympic triathlon where you had to run, swim, shoot better than anybody else. And now you're being honored for your prowess and your victory. But it wasn't an easy victory because the clarification card is the Five of Wands, the card of conflict. Of course, it's only natural that there's conflict in any competitive arena, but here it seems to have more meaning where when you succeeded, you were walking up the ladder of success and you had to step on people's faces or leave them in the dust. And I'm also feeling that was the game played fairly or judged fairly? Here in your pelvic or sacrum for awakening or arousing, receive the Ten of Swords, the Sorrow card. Something happened that's keeping you up at night. There's worry and anxiety surrounding you, and perhaps there's some remorse and regret involved in what happened. But regret doesn't make reality. And you have to come to terms with what happened and accept what happened so you can move on in your life. The clarification card is the Queen of Wands. She's an excellent mentor, but she's fire energy, impulsive energy, and she's the one queen that wants you to review where you came from, where you're at now, and where you're going, and associate it to consequences. Because obviously there's been some negative consequences involved in your prior actions with the Ten of Swords there. In the solar plexus for sensing and feeling, you have the Ace of Wands. It's kind of like heaven is giving the earthly plane a message of good fortune. It's about undertaking a new adventure. But as with any ace card, it's only a promise. It's really up to you to sit in front of the drawing board and start scribbling out your plans, making sure you're ready for the challenge of a new beginning. Now the clarification card is the King of Swords. He's about not letting emotions get involved in the logic of making decisions, and I think that's warning you for the new beginning of the Ace of Wands, is not to let your emotions get involved in any decision making. He's also about warning you to look at details and recheck details and things because things might have been overlooked. The King of Swords is more like a minor arcana version of the Emperor, and he uses laws and regulations to regulate his kingdom. And I think you have to start setting some boundaries with the Ace of Wands there as to where you want to go and what will make you happy and what's the purpose of your life. Now here in the heart of the matter is the Strength card. There's a lot of types of strength, and it can be spiritual or physical strength. But really, you're looking at gentle courage and intense patience, because the clarification card is the Tower. Something happened. There was some type of circumstances that changed everything completely. Lightning struck, and maybe you made some realizations and you went from one unconscious level to a different conscious level, and you're looking at things very differently now. And you might think it's a negative card, but it can also be a release card too. Now here in the throat, from teachings and communicating, it's a Page of Cups. It's an immature boy or man or girl or woman. but lives in a fantasy land and lives with the head in the clouds and your feet not on the ground. You have rose-colored glasses on and you're doing escapism. You're trying to get away from things in reality. It's also about bringing in ideas and messages. Something that's connecting you to your unconscious mind. But then this Page of Cups can be more of like a crybaby and trying to avoid discourse, like a child. I don't like this, so I'm just going to cry. But the clarification card is a warning. It's the Queen of Pentacles. She's about practical matters and having a grip on reality. So it's telling you to take your head out of the clouds and put your feet back on the ground. Now here in the third eye, or the seeing or envisioning, you see the Nine of Wands. You have a lot of Wands energy, a lot of Fury energy. You've got the 5 and 6 of Wands, you got the Queen of Wands, you got the Ace of Wands, and now you got the Nine of Wands. And this is about, you've been through a lot of battles. You're wounded and hurt, and you're tired, and you're taking a respite. This is a time out. But there's more battles to be fought. And now the clarification card is the Death card. It's transformation. It's getting rid of things that no longer serves you. You can't kick and scream about change, because if you do, it's going to cause loss. It's beckoning for some kind of conclusion. And I think with the Tower card there too, yes. And you having to let things go from the Ten of Swords, you want some type of conclusion. And you can be the phoenix rising from the egg-shaped ball of myrrh that went into flames. But this is transitioning it into a new chapter in your life. The 9 is a completion card. You're almost at the finish line and you're ready to leap across it, and now you're transforming. You're seeing things differently. Not the crown from knowing and understanding is the Two of Pentacles. It's about balancing affairs, but the number 2 to me means decisions. But he's playing off the Devil card as the clarification card, and wow, the Devil card is about avarice and coveting things, and here it's pointing out that there's a lot of pitfalls involved in the decisions that you can make, and you could really make the wrong decision and go into some type of addiction or obsession that puts you into bondage. So it's telling you to make wise decisions. And the past card is the King of Pentacles. You received a lot of court cards, so there must be a lot of people involved in this. You've got the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, lots of kings. You've got the Page Cup, you've got Page of Cups, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So it's, you've got a big audience and a lot of supportive people, or at any rate, people involved in it. Now your past card is the King of Pentacles. It's like you've ran your life in the past like a CEO would run his company. The funny thing about him being the king of money and the king of material things is that he's not very materialistic really at all. It's that he just has the knack of making it and the pleasure of luxury. And the future card is the Ace of Cups. You're given a new lease on your emotions and allowed to manifest deeper bonds between lovers, family, friends. There isn't a lot of cups but the Page of Cups in this, so it's now saying that, yeah, you're going to get rid of this frivolous feeling that the Page has been bringing into your life and putting your feet back on the ground and finding more solid relationships and deeper heartfelt relationships. And this is good because this is going to have a grounding force when you're making decisions with new beginnings. And underneath the heart cards, the messages from the angels, you receive Francesca. What do you desire right now? Visualize it, and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. And yes, there's a lot of negative things about the Ten of Swords, the Sorrow card, and you having to accept what happened and finding new beginnings, because there is a lot of new beginnings. And after that, I'll do a Yay Jing reading for you. The card on the top left is the Six of Swords. It's a new start. It's a card of moving on. Maybe changing residence, travel, or just moving away from something. It's a progression towards something new or leaving something. I don't think this is about fleeing or escaping a bad situation more than just making new plans. Maybe it's time to get the sextant out and plot a new course of action. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? What's your purpose in life? What will make you happy? Things are changing. You want to know how to make a seamless transition from the present to the future. This is about an enlightenment of some sort. You have the Hermit here, and as you'll see, the King of Swords is related to the Emperor in all of this. All these cards seem to be related to each other. Right now, what you want is to just find some placid waters under clear skies and have an open sail to catch the wind. Because you know you're expanding. You want to expand. The clarification card for this moving on Six of Swords is the King of Swords. This must have something to do with words and communication. The King is more about making formal decisions in a courtroom, and he sheds fruitless emotions when he makes decisions, and he takes control of himself. And with you moving on and changing, the cards are saying to take some control of your life. Make some formal decisions where you want to go. Now up the central card for what can be or is yours is the Tower. It was just like something was supposed to collapse. It's like you're going, oh God, it's over. It's like a relief. Something came to the point of diminishing returns, and it just had to fail. You saw no other way. You just feel like you've been released from bondage and you're waking back up. There was some kind of enlightenment and sudden change in circumstances that you came to realizations that things weren't working for you anymore. Things weren't serving you, and it was time for it to go. It could have been people, things, work. The clarification card under the Tower is the Six of Wands. It's kind of saying that whatever decisions you make, that it was successful that you let things go, that you're moving on, and you're starting to make some decisions. Typically, this card is about victory in a contest or a competition, but I'm really not feeling that way about this. It's more like it's not a game anymore, and you're moving on, and you're feeling really good about it. Now, in self and self-awareness, you receive the Emperor. The King of Swords down on the bottom left is the minor arcana counterpart to the Emperor, and under your self and self-awareness, you have two major arcana cards, so it's like it's saying, yeah, it's commanding, but it's saying also that, yes, the Emperor is taking over. You are the Emperor. You're changing the rules of the game. The Emperor organizes and controls his empire with laws and regulations, and now you're setting boundaries. And the clarification card is the Hermit. The presence of the Hermit symbolizes your desire to change your unconscious inner self, and it appears you are. It's like you're on a cosmic mission to desperately seek you. Changes that the Hermit makes are very meaningful, and because it's a major arcana card, it could be long-lasting. This card is about isolating yourself from outside influences and going deep inside yourself, away from the distractions and the influences that sometimes drive your life that really shouldn't be. And you're going for some type of self-discovery, and with you moving on and the Tower, where things are changing, you're taking control. You're now at the cusp of some type of divine enlightenment to go forward in your life. The future card on the right is the Page of Cups. It's kind of telling you not to go into this with rose-colored glasses, and I believe I've seen the Tower and the Page of Cups coming into the Scorpio readings before. This is a child or a childish person, or a childish adult that doesn't deal with the emotions properly, his emotions properly. He's always in turmoil about things, unrequited love to falling in love head over heels, and this card's warning you to really put a governor on this and use the King of Swords and the Emperor's type of feeling where they shed their emotions when making a decision. It can also be that you're waiting at bay for some kind of message, for a green light for you to go forward with something. I'm never really too sure what the Page of Cups is saying in the message, so I pulled a clarification card, and underneath the Page of Cups is the Seven of Pentacles. And I call this almost a harvest. Yes, there is going to be abundance, and right now everything's out in the field and it's almost ripe. And you're almost ready to harvest, but there's that tenuous time that something can happen and can make everything fail, and you don't receive your reward for the fruits of your labor. And this is where you go into looking at details and going back. The King of Swords also reminds you to look back at contract details and go through things thoroughly to make sure they're done correctly.